Hi, my name is Sam. In this video, we are looking at crafting service and location pages that rank for local businesses. If you're a local business and you're looking to drive leads locally through search, this is a strategy that you have to use. You are not going to be competitive in local SEO if you're not doing this. So first, why service and location pages matter. They're necessary for local search rankings and they attract and convert local customers. Here's a quick example. We'll dive deeper into this, but car accident attorney Atlanta. If someone's in Atlanta, if they're looking for a car accident attorney, we just look at, these are the top 4 pages here. So an Atlanta specific car accident page, an Atlanta specific car accident page, an Atlanta specific car accident attorney page, and an Atlanta specific car accident page. If we are a car accident attorney in Atlanta, we need to have an Atlanta specific car accident page to be competitive. This is what Google is showing us, and we need to follow what's working. All right, so first thing you need to do, you want to create a location page content strategy. To do this, fairly simple. You're going to list your main service or practice areas. So if you're a personal injury attorney, you might have car accidents, personal injury, wrongful death, slip and fall, etc. If you're a plumber, you have your main plumber page, but then water heater repairs or clogged drains or fixing leaks or leak fixes, variations of that. Whatever your main services are, list all those out and then list all the cities that you want to target. Again, this is fairly straightforward, very simple. Your main service areas, and then the main cities you want to target. Typically for cities, start for sure with any place that you have an office, and then I typically build out from that city. So if I had an office in Atlanta, I'm going to look at the suburbs of Atlanta, and I'm going to build out, and ultimately I want a page for every main city that I potentially could service. Here's an example of what we do for this. So we have just a Google sheet that we do this in. We would have our main service up here. So this might be personal injury, this might be car accident, or this could be plumber, this could be leak fixes or leak repair or clogged sink fixes. And then we have a list of our locations. So we might have Atlanta and Buckhead and Lawrenceville and so forth. This just gives us an outline of, hey, for this for this service, I want to make sure I have location pages built out for it. And you can track all that in here. We include space for primary keywords and secondary keywords and so forth. But at the bare minimum, what are your main services? What are your main locations? You more or less want a page for each one of those. How those pages should be structured. Typically, we are going to have a main city page, so this would just be Atlanta plumbers or Atlanta personal injury attorneys, and then our practice area pages or our service pages would be below that, so that we could have we could have car accidents, wrongful death, slip and fall, or we could do leaky sinks and water heaters and clogged toilets. And then we would eventually build blog posts for each one of those as well. But in general, you're going to have your main city page, and then you're going to have location-specific practice area pages below that, and that should all be linking up to your main city page. All right, then you want to look at what's currently winning. So you're going to type your search term into Google, look at the top 3 competitor or 3 to 5 competitor results, look for actual businesses, not directories, and you're going to want to write down the content length, title tags, headers, meta descriptions, media usage. Do they have videos? Do they have photos? How many photos do they have? And then your page should be in line with these. So we're going to look at an example here. I Googled car accident attorney Atlanta. We are looking at the top organic results here. You could look at, right here you have local service ads, then we have paid ads. We're going past that stuff. You could look at the Google business profile if you have a Google, if you have a location and a Google business profile in that area. Otherwise, I'm just going to go down to the traditional organic results here. I'm looking at the top 3 to 4 results. All of these are actual law firms. If we scroll down here, all right, so like if you have like FindLaw, which is a directory, I'm not going to look at that at the moment. I just want to see what are the actual law firms doing. So then we opened up our top 3 results, and we want to look at a couple things. Now, I use a plugin called SEO Pro Extension by Marketing Syrup. There's SEO Quake. There's other ones that you can use. This just makes it easier. What do I want to see? I want to see how big is the page. So in this one, it's 4,124 words. I'm looking at the title tag, Atlanta car accident lawyer fee, free consultations. I'm looking at how many headers do they have. I'd look into like what are we using for our H1? Are they using keyword variations in the H2s and so forth? And I'm going to write all that stuff down. I'm going to do the same thing for each page here. So this page has 5,000 words and car accident lawyer in Atlanta, etc. And then the last page as well. What that will all bring us to is in your spreadsheet or wherever you're doing this, we're going to start to jot these things down. So this is the information here. So we have the URL here. I will note the URL and just how this site is structured. And is it an Atlanta specific page or so forth. But check out the URL. Content length, then we're looking at what's the content length and what's our average. So our average here is 4,000 words. So it's a big piece of content for this page. Looking at the title tags, Atlanta car accident lawyer in Atlanta, Atlanta car accident attorney, and they all have various kind of free consultation, no win, no fee, things to entice people to click through. Looking at our H1, Atlanta car accident lawyer. This one did not do that, which is interesting. That is their H2, Atlanta car accident lawyer. And then how many headings do we have? And so this gives us a feel of where we need to be. And so we know we need a healthy amount of content, probably around 4,000 words. That's where I would look to start. That's a big piece of content. We know our title tag should feature our main keyword in it, Atlanta car accident lawyer, and then some version of not call to action necessarily, but something to entice people to click through. No win, no fee, free consultation, voted number 1. Looking at our main H1, we for sure, we're going to have probably just Atlanta car accident lawyer there, and then we'll want about 37 headings or so. This is not exact, but this gives you ballparks. If we made a page that was 1,000 words and had 10 headings, we're probably not going to be competitive. Now, granted, this page that could be due to link building and so forth, but in general, we'll probably want to stick in this range. That's currently what's at the top of Google. So then you're going to make your main page. I would start with the, whatever the hardest city is. So in this case, Atlanta in this area would be the big city, and then all the other cities in theory will be easier. So if we set the bar with the hardest one, it should put us in a good position for the less competitive areas. But then you need to make each other location page, and you want those to be somewhat unique. So at a minimum, you're going to duplicate that Atlanta page, and then you're going to want to swap out the location name. So instead of Atlanta, put in Buckhead. If you have Atlanta specific images, I would consider Buckhead specific images, and so forth. Sometimes that's enough. Sometimes you don't have to do anything more than that, just swapping out the city name. And that's probably where I would start, just to go more quickly, is where you're just swapping out the city name. If you do that, and then if you wait a couple weeks, and if you're not showing up in the top couple, in the top page or two, then you want to probably look at going and further optimizing that page. Other ways to make location pages unique, you could include local testimonials or case studies and results from that city, including localized content. And an easy way to do that is through FAQs. So just an example of FAQs that you can localize, but how much your accident lawyers charge in whatever the city is, what's the statute of limitations for car accident cases in the state, what are the most common causes of car accidents in the city, some plumber related questions. How do I prepare my plumbing for winter in the city? Do you provide plumbing services for businesses in the city? What should I do if my water pressure is low in city? It's an easy way to get location specific content that is relevant for people and can be helpful to people on those location pages. And then lastly, don't forget about conversion optimization. So it's one thing to get people to the page, but then you want them to take an action with you. So you want to have clear call to actions. Contact us for whatever service. Use easy buttons specifically on mobile. Make sure that it loads well on mobile. Include contact details that are easy for people to find, phone number, email, address. Consider a chat widget. Consider a form in the sidebar. We'll go back to our attorney pages here and just things from a content perspective that stick out. They have the header up here is sticky, and there's the phone number to call. They have a form here on the side that I can fill out, and they have a chat widget down here. And even right at the top is get a free case evaluation. So there's call to actions throughout the page. The chat widget lives there, and the phone number lives there. So it's very easy for me to contact them if I need to. This page, similarly, we have the phone number sticky at the top here. We have a form on the side here. They also have a chat widget there. So that is something to be mindful of. And then lastly, this guy also has a sticky header with the phone number at the top, also has a chat widget down there. And then there are some, find out how much my case is worth. There are some calls to action then as you're going down through the page. But things that I would note, like every page has the header sticky, they have the phone number at the top, and they have a chat widget. Those are things I would be considering on my pages if I wanted to be competitive there. Moving on, we're almost done here. Oh, then setting up Google Search Console. So you want to have Google Search Console set up. That way Google knows about your website. So make sure you have it. Make sure you submit a sitemap, and then you can submit your pages for indexing specifically. And you can check and see which pages are indexed. And if they're not indexed, Google will tell you why they're not indexed. If your page is not indexed, it will not rank in Google. So you want to make sure that Google knows about it and that you can index it. I'd also do this for Bing using their webmaster tools, especially with the advent of ChatGPT search and AI search and stuff. I think Bing will be a little bit more prominent than it has been from a search perspective. So you've done all of that. Now wrapping this up, and what do you do next? So you want to get those pages made, you want to get them indexed, and then wait 2 to 4 weeks. And then go back and check on your pages and literally just do a manual search for car accident attorney in your city, or plumber in your city, or water heater repair in your city, and see if your page is showing up. And ideally you're wanting to be initially in the top 20 results on the first or second page. If you're not there, then you probably got to go back and look at re-optimizing the page, look at the search results again, make sure that your content is up to snuff with where it should be, make sure that it's indexed, an important one. But that's that. If you're there, but you're not quite where you want to be, then I would looking at, if you only made the location change by changing out the city name, I would look at going and adding in some more locally relevant content, add those FAQs in there. And then if you do all of that and then you wait a couple more weeks and you're still not there, then it's probably going to be a link building issue to where your domain isn't as authoritative as it needs to be. And so you want to look at creating backlinks. You could do locally specific blog posts and then link to there and kind of start there. That's a little bit easier to do. But those are kind of the things I would look for next. So to recap, create a location page strategy, review what's winning in search results, build a competitive page, submit it to Google Search Console, and then check back in 2 to 4 weeks. If this sounds like a lot and you want help with it, this is what we do. We work with local businesses. We build out content strategies, we build out pages, and then we do the ongoing optimization to get them ranking where they want to go. This video is part of our small business SEO series. I appreciate you watching. You can find the whole series at sambretzman.com. I hope you have a great day. If you have questions, leave them in the comments. I try to get back to everything that is in there. Thank you. Hope to see you soon.